Okay, so now we're going to go to our to-dos.js file, and we're gonna get all the titles of our to-dos, like walk the dog and vacuum the carpet. We're gonna get those displayed. So let me show you how to do that. All right, so we're gonna go into our to-do.js, and we're gonna use props in order to get this information back up to our main component and into our state. So we are going to use a kind of loop through the array of to-dos. So, because remember we created an array of 3 to-dos. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of all this stuff. Okay, let's keep that curly brace. Let's get rid of all the return stuff, this return. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to say return this dot props dot to-dos dot map. So we're going to use this thing called map, and that's going to basically loop through the array, and then we're going to create a function. All right, and we're going to call the function inside of here, we're going to call it list, because we're going through the list. We're looping through the list, we're checking out, we're going to look through all the stuff in the list, and then we're going to grab the we're going to try to grab the title property. Okay, so we're going to use an arrow function, and then what we're going to do is display it in with JSX. So here we go. We're going to use, why don't we use an H2, and what we're going to do is we're going to use our curly braces, and we can put any kind of JavaScript function inside of our curly braces, but we are going to go ahead and call this function that we created, this list function, we're going to go ahead and call that list.title. We want the title of our to-do list, and that's how we're going to do it. So when you hit save, it should come up, and it does. So we have our three things from our list. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to actually create another component, another child component, and we're going to use this one as sort of like a container for all of our things to do. So we're going to create another child component with the individual things to do. So let's go ahead and go into our components file or folder and create another file called things to do.js. Okay, so let's go here and just go ahead and copy and paste, and then we'll go in here and we'll go paste, and then we have to change a few things, and then we have to change this one. All right, and so we're going to get rid of this return, and we're going to do something different. So let's get rid of all this. Okay, and let's return something different. Let's return in an H2. Let's do a div first. So do a div. Let's do an H2. What am I doing? Okay, H2. And inside our H2, let's say things to do. All right, so we're going to bring this, since this is the individual things to do, we're going to bring it up into the to-do container. First, we're going to save. Okay, and then we're going to go up to the to-dos.js, and we're going to bring it in by importing it. So import, the name of it is things to do from, And then we're going to do our path, and it's in the same folder, so we don't have to do the components part of the path. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go, whoopsie. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to come over here, and we don't need to return the list.title anymore. So instead, we are going to just bring in the things to do like this with our JSX tag. There you go. And if we hit save, it should show up over here, things to do 3 times. Let's see if that works out. Yep, it did. That's good. Because you remember we had the array with 3 different things in it. So we're bringing in this things to do instead of the actual titles, and then we bring it into the container. So it comes up to the container, and then the props bring it up to the app.js component, and there's an array of 3 things. All right, so you're probably thinking, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wow, this is a lot of stuff to learn and to do just to make this little teeny tiny application that's really simple. And you're probably thinking, I could do this with regular HTML, CSS, and JavaScript so much faster. Why are we doing this? Because you might be thinking that, because that's what I was thinking when I first learned how to do this. It's so complicated. There's so much stuff you have to do. But it does get easier, and since we're doing such simple applications, it doesn't seem to be making much sense. But once you learn how to do it and you start making much bigger applications, the idea of having the different components is you're going to really like that. So just don't give up. All right. So the last thing I want to do before we end this video is I want to go into, I want to have it not just be things to do. I want to do the list. I want to get the title, the properties. So in here, instead of H2 things to do, let's change that to a JavaScript expression. So we're going to use our JSX. And inside here, we're going to use the props to get the property. So we're going to say this dot props of the list, and then we want the title of the list. Okay, and we're going to save that. And then we need to go into our to-dos, into the container, and we need to add it here too. So we have to bring in the list function, and we have to say list equals, and then we have to do the curly braces again and put in we got to put it in. Okay, we got to bring it in, and then that should do it. All right. So we should see now that the titles again. Before we finish this video, I wanted to talk about one last thing. If we go here to our localhost and we inspect and we check out the console, there's something I wanted to show you. So if we hit the console, we're going to have an error. It's not breaking our application, but it is an error, or a warning, so we need to look at it. It says each child in a list should have a unique key prop. So all we have to do is we have to go to this this area right here, and you remember how we had in our list we had the title property, but we also had the ID property. So all we have to add is this. We have to add key equals, and then we have to put our curly braces in, and we get list.id, and that should fix it because again we have our parameter list. So it should fix that and get rid of that warning if we save. Yep, And there you go. All right, so thanks for watching. So in the next video, we're gonna do one more child component, and then we're gonna pretty much finish up. So thanks for watching.